The competitive environment surrounding Richard Childress Racing reached a critical point of tension during the late portion of the 2024 season. The team had experienced severe structural setbacks, including persistent mechanical failures and a complete lack of race-winning pace from their primary entries. This difficult period was widely referred to within the garage as the symbolic death of Kyle Busch's championship hopes and the end of his consecutive winning season streak. The pressure on team owner Richard Childress to deliver a positive result had escalated, making the outcome of this specific race far more significant than a standard trophy. The venue for this pivotal event added an extra layer of operational complexity for both the teams and sanctioning officials. The race was held at the active military installation, marking the first time in NASCAR history that a sanctioned event took place on an operational base. Source: NASCAR Event Media Guide. This temporary street circuit utilized active runways, presenting unique traction challenges due to the heavy concrete construction and specialized surface coatings. Teams were forced to alter their standard suspension geometries and damper rates to cope with the abrasive asphalt and abrupt transitions between surface types. Strict military security protocols also restricted garage access, forcing crew members to operate under highly structured time constraints. The physical limits of the temporary street circuit were tested immediately after the drop of the green flag. During the opening lap, a loose manhole cover on the backstretch damaged the undercarriage of multiple vehicles. Source: NASCAR Cup Series Race Director Log. The extreme aerodynamic downforce generated by the leading field dislodged the heavy steel casting from its mounting frame, creating a hazard in the middle of the racing line. Driver Corey Day radioed his crew, stating, "There is a massive hole in the track surface right on the racing line." Source: Corey Day Team Radio. The driver's warning prevented a larger multi-car pileup, though the initial impact damaged several mid-pack competitors. Faced with a compromised track surface, the race directors neutralized the event to perform emergency repairs to the concrete surrounding the manhole. NASCAR officials made the official decision to halt the race and allow all damaged teams to make repairs without losing laps. Source: NASCAR Official Bulletin. This administrative decision deviated from standard road course procedures, which typically penalize teams for working on their cars under red flag conditions. By granting a waiver, officials ensured that the competitive integrity of the field was maintained while track crews used fast-drying epoxy to secure the steel cover. This allowed several damaged vehicles to return to the rear of the field in drivable condition. When competitive action resumed, drivers focused on managing tire degradation and fuel consumption on the highly abrasive military concrete. Stage 1 featured a conservative fuel-saving strategy, with several teams choosing to short pit before the stage break to maximize their track position for the second segment. The transition into Stage 2 saw an increase in passing attempts, with several drivers utilizing the heavy braking zones to execute slide jobs. Certain entries demonstrated superior mechanical grip, establishing a multi-second lead in setting up a high-stakes final segment. The tactical stability of the race disintegrated during a high-speed restart on lap 42 as cars bunched together entering the first turn. The multi-car incident on lap 42 forced a red flag condition that lasted for exactly 47 minutes. Source: Official Timing and Scoring Sheet. A stack-up in the middle of the pack caused a chain reaction, sending multiple vehicles into the temporary concrete barriers. The force of the impact shifted several safety barriers out of their designated positions, requiring heavy track machinery to realign the circuit. The resulting debris field required extensive cleanup operations to ensure the racing surface was clear of carbon fiber and fluids. Sam Mayer expressed regret over the radio, saying, "I completely misjudged the entry and apologize to the entire team for the contact." Source: JR Motorsports Team Radio. Sam Mayer took responsibility for the initial contact that initiated the multi-car pileup, which ended the race for several high-profile contenders. Meanwhile, other teams analyzed the impact data to assess the physical condition of their drivers. Anthony Alfredo described the crash as one of the hardest impacts of his career, registering over 20 GS on the in-car telemetry. Source: Our Motorsports Post-Race Report. Anthony Alfredo was evaluated and released from the infield care center without major injuries. As the race entered its final 10 laps, the primary concern for the remaining crew chiefs shifted to fuel mileage and tire wear. The long red flag periods had disrupted the planned pit stop cycles, leaving several front runners with barely enough fuel to reach the scheduled distance. Drivers were instructed to conserve fuel by lifting early into the corners, which created passing opportunities for those with more favorable fuel margins. This intense pressure led to several driving errors, scrambling the order of the top 10. The battle for the race victory intensified as the final laps approached, focusing on an aggressive duel between two leading drivers. The battle for the lead intensified on lap 74 when Taylor Gray and Carson Kvapil made direct side-by-side contact. Source: NASCAR Timing and Scoring. Taylor Gray attempted an inside pass in turn 3, forcing Carson Kvapil to defend his position on the outer lane. The resulting side-to-side contact caused both vehicles to slide sideways, disrupting their momentum and allowing the trailing pack to close the distance. Carson Kvapil suffered a mechanical failure in the left rear suspension following the wheel hop incident in turn 3. Source: JR Motorsports Technical Inspection Report. This forced him out of contention. With the leader disabled, the final lap became a direct duel between Taylor Gray and the hard-charging Richard Childress Racing entry. Austin Hill secured the victory by overtaking Taylor Gray on the final lap of the event. Source: NASCAR Official Results. Austin Hill utilized his tire advantage to drive deep into the final corner, executing a clean pass on the inside of the track. He maintained control of his vehicle through the exit of the turn to cross the finish line first, securing a crucial win for his team. Upon crossing the finish line, the victory celebration began with a highly aggressive burnout that paid tribute to the struggling number 8 program. The winning vehicle was towed to victory lane due to severe rear tire degradation from the post-race burnout. Source: Richard Childress Racing Garage Report. Austin Hill drove the car, which featured a custom-painted number 8 design, to the front stretch and spun the tires until they disintegrated. The extreme friction destroyed the rear bodywork and suspension components, rendering the car undrivable and requiring heavy equipment to transport it to the formal presentation area. The emotional release inside the winner's circle reflected the intense pressure that had built up within the organization over the preceding months. Team owner Richard Childress was seen visibly emotional during the post-race television broadcast. Source: Host broadcaster Victory Lane Feed. Richard Childress congratulated his crew members, recognizing the victory as a critical turning point for the entire engine and chassis program. The crew members gathered around the front of the towed vehicle, performing a traditional team bow to the cameras to signify their collective effort. The timing of the victory added an extra layer of personal significance for the key support personnel on the team. The team celebrated the win on the exact day of the primary spotter's 45th birthday. Source: Richard Childress Racing Press Release. The spotter's precise guidance had been essential in navigating the chaotic track conditions and avoiding the multi-car incidents earlier in the race. This milestone victory served as a direct tribute to his career-long contribution to the organization and solidified the team's internal chemistry. This hard-fought win on the military base provided a major strategic boost for Richard Childress Racing as they prepared for the upcoming playoff schedule. The victory marked the first time the custom-painted number 8 entry had visited victory lane during the current racing calendar. Source: NASCAR Historical Archive. The triumph successfully ended the organization's winless streak, proving their capability to perform under pressure and unusual track conditions. With this momentum, the team is now positioned as a serious threat for the remainder of the racing season. This historic race on an active military base will be remembered as one of the most unpredictable events in modern stock car racing. To ensure you never miss any breaking news, post-race analysis, or exclusive garage updates from the stock car racing world, please take a moment to support our work. Click the like button on this video, share your thoughts in the comments section below, and subscribe to our channel for more dedicated coverage.